Hey guys, Brother Bobby here with the Off Grid Church. About halfway through the cigar, and I figured, I'd upload a video about why I smoke cigars because I get a lot of questions and even a lot of attacks from other Christians saying that I shouldn't smoke cigars and they're bad, they're poison, and this and that. So I want to explain why I smoke cigars. So here, this is a cigar brand called All Saints, um, and it's got a little saying on here. If you guys can see that, so it says "Odit Dominus Ignavus Agit" or Agit. I probably butchered that. It's a Latin phrase that means the Lord hates a coward. And directly reflected on the guy who shot Charlie Kirk. And I'm not going to get into all that, but that's pretty much a coward to shoot somebody from 100 meters away because he didn't like what he was saying. I think that's the ultimate coward. But I am praying that he does repent. He confessed his sin to his dad at least. His dad supposedly held him down and turned him in and things like that. So maybe he's got another chance to repent. I always pray for people to repent no matter what they've done. But that's beside the point. Just it fits the occasion. The Lord hates a coward. All Saints cigar. But the reason why I smoke cigars, guys, is this world is constantly attacking the masculinity of men, and I think that we need to embrace our masculinity. And this is one of the ways that I embrace my masculinity. Ever since I started smoking cigars, I stopped smoking cigarettes and I stopped drinking, basically. So I don't crave any of those things. So it's like my little cheat code. And at the same time, I don't think that I don't think that the enemy wants men to embrace their masculinity. I don't think the enemy wants you to dedicate 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes, depending on the cigar length, to just sit back and relax and think about your life. And cigars do that for me. They ground me. Just at the end of each day, to have a cigar and take an hour out of your day and think about the deeper things in life. Sometimes I'll smoke them while I read my Bible. And just having that time to reflect. They don't want that. They want you distracted on these cell phones. They want you distracted on all the horrible news and all the false flags and everything that goes on in this world, this false information. They want you distracted. And sorry, there's a big cicada over there. They want you just distracted, and they want you you know not having the time to think as a man, to have a clear mind and to just think. And cigars, there's a lot of benefit to cigars too, believe it or not. For example, a lot of people, ignorant people that don't know any better, they think this is just one big giant cigarette. So cigarettes are hand stamped in a factory with hundreds of chemicals, thousands of chemicals actually in the tobacco, in the rolling paper, and in the filter, thousands of chemicals. And then plus you inhale those chemicals into your lungs. Whereas cigars, you don't inhale, and cigars are handcrafted. Each cigar takes about 3 to 5 years just to get to you. So they have to grow the tobacco plant. Takes about 6 to 9 months, and then ferment it, age it for years, and then roll it. And this is handcrafted by several different hands. So it takes about 3 to 5 years just to get this to you. To me, since I run a small sewing business, I love handcrafted products. This is one of them. So I got to take off the band here. I usually leave the band on until the ash reaches the band, and I take it off. But what was I saying? Yeah, so cigarettes are stamped in the factory, and these are handcrafted, and there's no additives to this. So this is all tobacco leaf. Inside, the fillers are tobacco. The binder, which binds the leaves, is tobacco, and then the wrapper is tobacco. And there's zero additives to it. It's just straight from the plant. So it's just like it's pure in its form. And the tasting notes, how they age it, ferment it, and it develops these beautiful tasting notes. I'm not trying to get you guys to pick up the habit, but I am saying that if you're a man in this world and you're getting beat down and you just feel like you need a break, man, a cigar is a good option. It works for me. Like I said, it causes me to settle down, focus, to ground. I can taste the tobacco notes. So I'm tasting, I'm breathing deep, I'm exhaling deep, and I'm relaxing. The number one killer in this world is stress. You could even ask these doctors out here, whatever respect they have left for me. I don't respect a lot of doctors anymore, but they believe in it that stress is a killer. So to have something that can remove stress is amazing. Plus, nicotine isn't bad. It's actually good. It's been proven to stop Alzheimer's and dementia. And there's many different vegetables that have nicotine in them, which I didn't even know until I started researching. Before I even picked up cigars, I did my due diligence and research because I wanted to make sure that I was getting into something and I wanted to be able to justify it as a man if this is good or not for me. And I've determined from my own convictions, my own research, this is good for me based on everything that I've said. So nicotine is not even that bad for you. I would say it's good for you actually, since a lot of different vegetables have nicotine in them. Tomatoes, cabbage, and like 10, 20 other vegetables have nicotine in them, believe it or not. So you could actually Google and fact check me on that. So cigars just, they're not like cigarettes, and I think that it's good to socialize and to have a cigar and to socialize with other brothers and to talk and have that time to yourself. They want us distracted, they want us divided, and these kind of counter that. And not only that, but the FDA tried to stop cigars on many different occasions. I think they just won a lawsuit in 2020 where they tried to ban all cigars, and the cigar industry all teamed up, all the factories, and put in their money and won the lawsuit so we could still smoke these. Got a relight over here. And so that's basically why I smoke cigars. So anybody in the future that, wants to question me or why, I just figured I'd upload this video because I am starting to upload more content and cigars are a part of my life at this point. And I just wanted to clarify the air. That's all. That's all this video is, and to give an educational video on what cigars are, how they're different from other tobacco products. For me, they embrace my masculinity, and in a world where they're just trying to shoot that down, I think that's important for us to embrace that masculinity, to remain strong as men. This is just a symbol. That really is. It's not going to make you strong. Just because you smoke cigars, you're not a man. I get that, but I really do enjoy smoking cigars. So that's just what I do. That's why I smoke cigars. It gives me time of day to reflect, to think about life, to plan ahead, to sit back and enjoy something. Uh, this world is brutal, man. It's kind of hard to enjoy anything anymore. So, especially with men losing all their authority in this world, like men have zero authority anymore. We can't even, put down a pedophile without going to jail. We can't even, take power into our own hands without worrying about repercussions from the government. So, the devil's breathing down our back through tyranny, all sorts of things, trying to strip our authority as men. And I'm not saying cigars solve that at all. They don't. But it feels good as a man to just be able to light a cigar up at the end of the day, feel like a man, contemplate and think, because this world has us so distracted that we don't even think anymore. We just kind of consume knowledge, whether it's false knowledge through content, all these stories, even with Charlie Kirk, all these stories and conspiracies about him faking his death and this nonsense, and just be able to sit back, relax, decipher for yourself, smoke a cigar. I think that's a positive. Plus, it releases stress, as I said before, and they taste amazing. So that's why I smoke cigars, guys. So just wanted to upload a video of why I smoke cigars. Brother Bobby, over and out.